Nyam Nyam brings to you the queen of all layer cakes, red velvet cake. All you need is 90 grams of unsalted butter in a mixing bowl with half a teaspoon of salt. Add 240 grams of sugar to that and whisk it all up. Now we're going to add 2 eggs, no need to pre-whisk them, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Give it a good whisk. Now we add 230 grams of cake flour, 15 grams of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 160 millilitres of buttermilk, and a few drops of red food colouring. And give it a good whisk. And there you have your red velvet cake mixture. Pour that in your cake tin and smooth it out with a spatula. That goes in the oven at 160 degrees for 35 minutes. Meanwhile, get 450 grams of cream cheese, 120 grams of unsalted butter, and whisk them together in a mixing bowl. Add 250 grams of icing sugar to that. No need to add it in gradually, you can just chuck it all in one go. Nice and easy. Now our cake is ready. We're going to slice it. And we're going to add our cream cheese filling. Spread it out. Stick our layer on top. And repeat. Be as generous as you like with this. Just to get the right balance, we're going to smooth it all the way around the entire cake. Now, through a piping bag, we're going to squirt a little bit of extra cream cheese to make our little raindrop pattern on top. Grate some dried strawberries over that. A beautiful finishing touch. Look at that. Red velvet heaven indeed. Go on. I know you want to. We all love a red velvet cake, but ain't it special when it's dressed up with cream cheese, baby meringues, and summer berries? So, let's get started. Add 100 grams of egg white to a mixing bowl and whisk until light and frothy. 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar goes in there and 200 grams of sugar. Whisk it up till it's nice and thick. Now in a food piping bag, we're going to just paint on some stripes of red food colouring and spoon in our meringue mixture. Once that comes out of our serrated nozzle, we've got these beautiful, slightly red tinted baby meringues. Those bake in the oven for 1 hour at 90 degrees. Now in a mixing bowl, we add 100 grams of butter with 200 grams of cream cheese and whisk together with 50 grams of sugar. Once that's nice and smooth, pale colour, again we're going to paint stripes with red food colouring on the inside of a food piping bag and spoon it in. This time, using a straight edge nozzle, we're going to get our red velvet cake, which we made earlier or pre-bought from the store, and squeeze on our cream cheese mixture like so. We're going to continue this on each layer of our red velvet cake, and once we get to the top layer we can start to add our fruit, raspberries, mulberries, and of course our baby meringues. A few sprigs of rosemary in there for some colour. And there you have it. Beautiful nude red velvet cake. An absolute crowd pleaser. Very fresh to look at. Super easy to make. Super delicious. Yum! So here's what we're going to do when life throws you lemons. Make a cake. All you need is some cake mixture. Add that to a bowl with 3 eggs, some milk, a little bit of oil, and a little bit of lemon juice. Whisk away until blended. Now add a little bit of lemon peel to that. It gives it an extra zesty flavour. Mix once again. And now it's time to pour that into our baking tin. Now give it a bit of a tap to even it all out and stick it in the oven. Next we're going to make the lemon curd. So we add some sugar, a bit of orange juice, lemon juice, and some corn flour to a pan. Give it a whisk, heating it slowly. When it thickens, we're going to add 2 egg yolks and whisk those in quite quickly. Next, we're going to add some orange and lemon rind to give it some more citrusy deliciousness. Now a little bit of butter goes into that. Whisk it in. And now I think we can take it off the stove. Add some butter and whisk it in a mixing bowl. Add some cream cheese to that. Add some flour. A bit at a time, mixing it in just to make sure it doesn't go lumpy. Next, we're going to add a pinch of salt, a little vanilla essence, and a tad more orange juice to give it extra flavour. Now, here's our cake ready out of the oven. We're going to slice that in half and add our lemon curd. Spreading it evenly, adding our top layer, and scraping off any excess from around the outside. Now we're going to cover our cake with the cream cheese we made earlier, spreading it nice and evenly all the way around the outside and over the top, smoothing it over. Why not add some citrus slices, some lemons, limes, oranges, and a bit of mint for some colour contrast. Look at that, a beautiful, zesty, zingy work of art. Absolutely refreshing. I would not mind a slice of that. Hey, put the kettle on. Coconut cakes are so simple to make. All you need is 10 grams of sugar, an eighth a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 30 millilitres of water and 2 egg yolks. Whisk them up in a mixing bowl. Add 40 grams of cake flour to that. Mix it in. And 25 millilitres of oil. You can use coconut oil if you like. Now, in a separate mixing bowl, we're going to add our 2 egg whites, half a teaspoon of lemon juice, and whisk it up till it's really frothy, and we add 35 grams of sugar into that, a little bit at a time, to reach this consistency. Once it's ready to go, that is going to be spooned into our first mixture. Mix it all together, we're going to end up with a lovely mousse-like texture. We're going to spoon those into cake tins and stick it in the oven for 15 minutes at 180 degrees. While that's cooking, we're going to get 10 grams of corn flour, 15 grams of sugar, quarter of a teaspoon of salt, mix them together in a pot on the stove, add 100 millilitres of coconut milk to that and 100 millilitres of coconut water, 50 grams of coconut meat and some pandan leaves. Stir that up. Now once that heats, it's going to start bubbling away and thicken, and this is what you want it to look like. Remove that from the stove and add 15 grams of corn flour, 15 grams of cake flour, 60 grams of sugar, 15 grams of milk powder to a separate pot. 60 millilitres of milk and 250 millilitres of water, plus 1 egg go into that. Whisk it up. Heat it with pandan leaf and green food colouring. Once that's nicely heated, we can take it off the stove. Put our first coconut mixture into our serving bowls. Put our little mini mousse cakes on top, and through a food piping bag we squirt on our green mixture. And how about a little bit of melted chocolate on top? And a wafer! Delicious! Perfect for a summer's day. If you like ice cream, then this is the recipe for you. So, let's get started. Stick some cookies in a blender. We like to use digestive ones. They have a great flavour. These are going to go onto the base of our cake tin. Mash them down and squirt some whipping cream over that using a piping bag. Now, going to get some ice cream sandwiches, which obviously you pre-buy from the shop. Slice them in half and then stack them vertically over our whipping cream. So we're just going to keep doing this, using the whipping cream as a sort of glue to stick it all together. Our ice cream sandwiches that have all been cut in half are going to go in there, squirting more whipping cream in between the gaps to fill all the gaps up. And our final bit of ice cream sandwich goes in there. And there we have it. Now, more whipping cream goes over this, and it's going to be spread over the entirety of our cake, using a spatula to smooth it down, so I hope you like whipping cream. A few dollops of it on the top, some Kit Kat bites, some M&Ms, adding a lovely lush bit of colour there. And why not drizzle some chocolate sauce for a finishing touch? Fancy a slice? Quick, eat it before it melts!